So about a week ago, I started getting into this kind of interesting exchange with a YouTuber by the name of Eisel. And what I wanted to do here was just give kind of like a meta reflection on it. I'm going to be moving on towards other projects now, but before I just stopped, I wanted to kind of give like a reflection on what the whole experience has been like. So I've been getting a lot of questions from people about like, why are you engaging with this guy? What are you trying to accomplish? And are you glad you did it? So, about like a couple weeks ago, some people sent me this video of Eisel talking about utilitarianism. And I talked about it with some other philosophers, and it seemed to me and to the people that I talked to that there were a couple of pretty clear mistakes being made about ethical theory, about utilitarianism, about deontology, and just some basic things there. And I thought, okay, cool. So what I'll do is I won't be mean. I'm not going to be nasty. I'll just make a quick, clear response video where I just state what the mistakes are, and hopefully, as a result, people will learn some things about ethical theory, and we'll be better off. So I did that. I made a first video. Then Eisel put out a second video, so I made a response about that, and then somebody contacted me in the YouTube comments and said, "Hey, Aaron, Eisel briefly responded to your thing sort of obliquely in a video. Could be your thoughts on it?" So I said, "Sure." So I made another response video. Now, one thing that I noticed was that the majority of Eisel's responses to me were not careful, clear, like rebuttals to my points. So it wasn't like I would say, Eisel is conflating a theory of right action with a theory of practical liberation, and Eisel would say, that's actually false, I'm not making this conflation, here is what I actually said, here's the mistake you've made. Instead of that, it was mostly things like personal attacks, aspersions about my character, questions about my motives, and just sort of like misleading claims. And there was also quite a bit of posturing, things like, oh, I've without 1,500 videos, whatever. And so what I thought was, okay, I'm not going to respond in turn. I'm not going to get mad. I'm just going to keep talking about the arguments. So I made another response video, and what I did was I talked about how, you know, there were some even more errors in the response video that Eisel made about me, right? So in the PCRM one, the first thing he does is he kind of gives like a weird reading of justification that doesn't take into account the context in which I use the word, as I explained in my response to it. And the other thing that goes on is that he presents as a candidate for utilitarian argument, an argument that explicitly denies impartiality. So it's an argument that only looks at the interests of humans, ignores the interests of cows, right? And so I think this reflects another kind of confusion about utilitarianism, where it's a theory that is involved with it's impartial. Okay, everybody's utility counts equally, but so I did that. I just sort of calmly reflected on the arguments. But I think at this point, I don't know if it's going to be productive for me to keep engaging, because I basically accomplished what I wanted to do. Like what I wanted to do was correct some errors and get people talking about utilitarianism. Sort of start a conversation where people are learning about the difference between a theory of right action and a theory of practical liberation. People are learning about the variety of deontological theories, where not all of them, deny that consequences have some moral weight. Things like that. People learn about the impartiality part of utilitarianism. I think it was successful, right? And so one other question people have asked me is like, am I upset that Eisel is saying mean things about me on the internet? And the answer to that question is just no. Um, here's the thing. Like in life, you have to figure out like how courageous you want to be, right? And Aristotle talks about this. So on one extreme, sorry, on one extreme, what you do is you just kind of hide. You're too timid. You don't put yourself out there. You never take risks. You never put yourself at risk of public criticism. On the other hand, you can be too rash and you just go out and you rush headlong into battle and you don't think before you jump. But what you want to do is try to go towards the middle. You want to be courageous. You want to have just the right amount of action, that you're not being too timid, you're not being too rash. And I think that I've done a good job of finding the middle ground here. And I think that when you do that, though, you need to understand that not everybody's going to like you. You're going to be criticized, right? But at the end of the day, it's okay. It's okay if not everybody likes you. It's okay if you have some people who strongly disagree with you, who think you're an idiot, who think you're arrogant, or whatever. Because the person that you talk to before you, the person that you have to live with is yourself. It's not your critics on YouTube, right? And I'm perfectly happy with what I did. The people who are close to me are, and I've gotten a lot of support from people. I've met some new people, and my channel just gained like 11 subscribers. So at the end of the day, I'm not upset by this. I think it was a positive thing for me. I think it was a positive thing for utilitarianism, and I'm feeling good. All right, so everybody has a good day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.